Most student films fail because they're run by a talented director doing subpar producing. Here's 24 tips that help me produce multiple award-winning student films. Starting with number 1, use your film skills to get money. The amount of student filmmakers that I see not doing this is completely ridiculous. You're literally making your short film to get better at filmmaking. So why not get money for that film by making a commercial for a local business, which also gets you better at filmmaking? The average local commercial is gonna cost them $3,000 at least. You can pitch yours for like $2,500, use the free equipment that your school has. Bob's your uncle, you just funded your movie. Usually companies have money set aside that they have to spend on marketing. So they could either spend that money on a billboard that no one's gonna see, or they could fund a movie that's gonna be in film festivals. But better yet, number 2, leverage your school's clout. The most valuable part of being a student filmmaker is not the filmmaker part. People love helping out students. They also love putting your school's logo on their website under the partner section. Number 3, you can get most of what you want by just asking the right people. As a student, my friend did a commercial for Ferrari where he got a $10 million mansion to let him shoot there for free in a Ferrari car that was like $1 million, driven to the set for free. Why? Because he asked. I once shut down an entire high school for a weekend for free. Why? Because I asked. Free food, professional equipment, talented actors, insane locations, all yours for the low price of just asking. But you can't just ask anybody. It has to be the right person. It's the person in your life that is the shortest distance between you and something that's really cool. Know someone who owns a junkyard? Ask, then make a sick film about a junkyard. Know somebody with a sick car? Ask, then give your main character a really sick car. Number 4, get a sponsor. Our friend's dad works at the knee scooter company Knee Rover, and I thought it might be kind of smart to write one of their scooters into our film and then see if they might sponsor it. We made a business pitch, we met with the head of marketing, and then boom, $2,500 just like that. Plus we got a knee scooter. Plus it was a comedy film, so the knee scooter led to some super funny bits. That's a win-win money. Whatever kind of connection you have, bar, car wash, software company, whatever it is, try to write that into your film and then see if they might sponsor you. Speaking of funding though, number 5, only use crowdfunding when you absolutely have to. Most crowdfunding campaigns for students, including mine, fail hard. The only time I have seen crowdfunding work is when someone has rich parents who just kind of pay for the whole thing. And if you do crowdfunding right, it's a lot of work and a lot of like boring work, like sending emails and making blog posts and like all that stuff. That's why I always preferred commercials and sponsorships, because it's gonna be hard either way. So you might as well choose like the fun option. But now that you know how to get money, number 6, overestimate your budgets.
Yeah, so the locations are gonna be like free this time. The food's probably gonna be like $6. The budget's probably gonna be like $25.
I never went over budget on any of my short films. Why? Because I'm rich. My budgets were actually accurate. Things I put in my budget that are probably not in yours. Gaff tape, festival submissions, on-set oopsies, gas for the cast and crew. 9 times out of 10, your film's not going over budget. You just forgot a couple things in the estimation. Number 7, find backups. This goes for cast and crew. I've never been on a student film set where everybody shows up. You can either complain about it or find a solution. I did both. The best solution is to have 2 PAs on your set who can kinda do a little bit of everything, or at least they're willing to try. Audio person calls out, get one of your PAs and train them up on how the audio equipment works while everyone else is setting up, and then they got that promotion. Supporting actor doesn't show up, give your second PA a rundown on like the lines and like the character motivations, and then you don't have to have everything go perfect. You just have to be ready for when it doesn't. Number 8, don't just use your school's free equipment. I rented or borrowed better equipment for every single one of my short films than what my school provided. If you want to win film festivals against your classmates, why not give yourself an advantage from the start? Here's the only caveat. The best equipment is the equipment that your people know how to use. So if you upgrade your camera, you better have a DP that knows how to use it. Number 9, get equipment early. This is especially useful if you have inexperienced people doing technical jobs. Even if it's just a couple hours early, any amount of time is time that's not being spent trying to learn the equipment on set where it's already super hectic. Plus, you can, number 10, test all equipment. Every single piece of equipment should be checked before you go on set. And it's not like, oh yeah, the batteries are charged. Or like, oh yeah, I turned it on. No. Use it in the exact way that you're gonna be using it on set. I realized my ND filter was too big in time to order another one. I realized that my audio cables were messed up in time to find replacements. If you don't test it, there will be something broken every single time. Number 11, the most important piece of equipment is food. Good food will make your film better than any camera, any light, anything. If you just feed your crew good food, they will work so much harder. Trust me when I say, if you become known as a student filmmaker that has the best set meals, you will have more talent on your set than the dude who has the best script.
But how can I get busted food?
Food tip buffet! Number 12, get crafty. The amount of student films that I see not getting crafty, AKA snacks, is insane. Legit costs $30 for all the best snacks that you'll ever need for a full day of shooting, and people still skip it. Fun granola bars, fruit, chips, Maybe some Dunkin' Munchkins in the morning if you're feeling a little special. And your goal, but never, ever forget number 13. Water. Oh my God, that's so obvious. Who wouldn't bring water to a set? Most student films that I've been on don't have water. They got water with their set meal, so I don't really need to provide it. Are you even listening to what you're saying right now? They're working for your set for free. They deserve the decency of free water. And don't just buy water, buy way more water than you ever think you're gonna need. Why? Because it doesn't cost that much money, and because it's way better to have water that you drink for like a month afterwards than to ration water off at the end of your set. If you're indoors, 5 big water bottles per person. And if you're outdoors, double it. The huge packs at Walmart work like a charm. Spend the $15. Number 14, don't buy pizza. Pizza is the worst set meal that you could ever get for a student film, and nothing even comes close. But it's cheap and I'm broke. Pizza makes you want to take a 6-hour nap at noon. You need a conscious crew. Literally 80% of the student films that I've worked on had pizza as their set meal, and every time it's a vibe killer. There are way better options out there that are way cheaper. Speaking of, number 15, make your set meal homemade. I know a producer who made her entire set of 10 people fresh pesto sandwiches for lunch, fresh ramen homemade with all the sides you could ever want for dinner, and homemade chicken minis as a snack. And she spent less than $70 total. I've been dating that producer for the last year and a half. That's the power of a homemade set meal. If you suck at cooking, find someone who's good or just look up a tutorial. Okay, enough of the food tips. Number 16. Get everyone their favorite drink. Gotcha! Legitimately though, nothing has done more for the quality of my films than this tip right here. Ask everyone on your set what their favorite non-alcoholic beverage is, show up with all of them in a cooler, and just watch. Something about the fact that you didn't just think about the crew, but you thought about that individual person makes them want to work for you so much harder. Staying late? Oh, no biggie. Oh, we gotta do reshoots? I'll be there. Cost no more than like $3 to $4 per person, and I never spent more than $15 total. You should do it. Number 17, caffeine is essential. If it's a morning shoot or a night shoot, you need caffeine. It is quite literally a safety hazard at night, so that's one thing. But if you have an uncaffeinated audio person, they can and will ruin a couple takes. An uncaffeinated actor can and will deliver a sleepy line. Dunkin' sells an $18 coffee box that works perfect, but if you're really trying to pinch pennies, you can make some at home and then bring it in a crock pot, heat that bad boy up, and it's perfect. Bon appetit. Number 18, locations are king. Bad camera, filming a bad actor, saying bad lines in a cool location still looks kind of cool. Plus, getting a location early means that you can, number 19, do a location walkthrough. The amount of heartache that you can save yourself by taking your DP, your director, and your audio guy to set beforehand. A sea vent too close to where you're filming, the sunset's on the opposite side of the building from where you planned your sunset kiss. But even more than that, giving your lead creatives a good sense of the space makes their planning way more accurate. A huge tip for number 20, get someone to produce with you. Whether you're a director who's producing yourself or you're a producer who's working with a director, this tip will change your life. Accountability, dividing up the work, getting someone else with expertise that's different than yours. Literally, it is never a bad idea to get help. 2 cautions. 1, person's gotta be trustworthy, and 2, be very clear about who is doing what. I could go into this more, but that's a video for another time. Number 21, schedule out rehearsals, meetings, and shoot dates first. If everyone has these on their calendar a month in advance, they're way more likely to actually happen. Number 22, know what you're getting into. I've done every job imaginable on a student film set. Producing is by far the hardest. Don't just grab some random person to come help you produce. If they're not all in, they will fail, and so will your film. And if you're producing, prepare to work harder than anything else that you've ever done on a student film. And number 23, it should be fun. If you wake up every day dreading the next email that you have to send to make your film happen, you have one of 2 issues. Either 1, you're not meant to produce, and that's okay. Or 2, you're not making the right film. When I produced my first student short, there were days where I wanted to punch my co-producer in the face. Moments where I wanted nothing more than to not send that next email. But I did. Deep down, I knew that that film needed to happen and that I was the one who needed to make it. And most days, it was super fun. And on set, it was even more fun. If making your film isn't fun, that's a huge problem because that's kind of the whole point. Now get to glass, bro.